Reid, and I'm a trumpet player, instrument builder, and an electronic musician. My background as a trumpet player is very classical and traditional, but I remember actually having one of the best trumpet lessons of my life was with Wadada Leo Smith, just down the hall. We were talking about particular sounds that until that point in my life were like bad sounds that you didn't want to come through your trumpet. Maybe not the cleanest attack, a little bit of grit, like some extra tones, like multiphonics happening. He was trying to get me to like embrace those sounds and make them part of my voice, as opposed to immediately reacting, being like, good trumpet, bad trumpet, like playing, you know. And that was really liberating. My main instrument is the trumpet, but it has some electronic modifications and additions on it, and I call that part MEGSI. MEGSI stands for Minimally Invasive Gesture Sensing Interface, that I co-developed with Ryan Gaston over the course of the last 5 years. So it can sense my hand tension, the movement of my valves, the instrument tilt, and then I can send that data to my computer where it can then be routed either in Max or out to a modular synth. We recently did a show where that was used to control a bunch of light bulbs that were hanging from the ceiling to turn them on and off. So it kind of can do anything at the point that it enters into the computer. It kind of has resulted in an entirely new technique to use the release of a gesture as the like moment where something's happening as opposed to the beginning of it. It just makes sense physically in my body. You kind of have the pressure, you're holding on to something and then you go like that and it happens. Whatever happens, happens. I have to be controlled over my gestures and precise, and if I'm not, then it's just going to do what it wants to do, kind of thing. And I love that aspect of it. I always build in kind of a balance of things that I'm not fully controlling and things that I am. For me, it makes it really fun to improvise with. Things will happen that I'm wow, I know I had a part of that, but I was not expecting that to happen. It's like a seagull convention. A lot of the time when I'm performing and I'm using the, sliders and knobs, what happens is, I'm playing my trumpet and I'm maybe reading music or just kind of otherwise trying to pay attention to what I'm doing in the moment over here. And then I'll reach down to where the interface is and I'm trying to feel for like the slider that I need, but they all feel the same. They're all in a row. And so I'm kind of like fumbling around trying to be like, what is it? Slider 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like over here. And I miss them all the time. Like I'll play the wrong ones or I'll have to kind of disengage from the musical moment in order to be a technician for a second and like figure out what's going on, which is a drag. And so something that's really nice that I kind of noticed right away is these pads all have their own shape and they are in a specific layout that I can form a tactile memory with and the kind of a relationship with in the same way that I don't have to look at my trumpet every time I pick it up. Like I know exactly how this fits into my hand. So normally what I would be limited to is kind of like turning something on and off, and then my expressive control within that would be turning up one kind of knob at a time in a way, but it's kind of clumsy. So yeah, already like, especially the XYZ stuff, I'm pushing this thing and like 3 things are happening. Oh my God.
Whoa. That's good. That's
And that's also a pretty good example of like the spirit of a lot of what I do. It's kind of noisy, but also just kind of playful. This is the TCO, the
trumpet controlled oscillator.
Oh my god! I never thought about that before. That's actually not what it stands for. How did we?
Oh my god.
I think we should call it a trumpet. I think it needs to now be a trumpet controlled oscillator.